All right, give it about start at like 8:35. Wait for a few more people to join up. Happy Wednesday. Yes. If it's your first time on the call with Phoenix, just drop it in the chat. I do see some familiar faces. I know that you guys already know. I just want to know who's the newcomers. Hey, welcome, Kiara. I'm gonna get started in 2 minutes. Give a few people time to join up. And then I'll start breaking down what Phoenix Edge is, showing you how to use it. And then the second portion of this call, we'll start looking for some setups, see what we can get into today before market opens at 9:30. But gold just had a crazy spike up from this daily and this H4 zone that I'm looking at. So I think we are in store for a good day. And I think, like Lenzo said, market usually be moving Tuesday through Thursday. So let's get paid today, y'all.
Mhm.
All right. Just let me share my screen so we can get started. All right. Y'all can see my screen?
Mhm.
All right. Cool, cool, cool. Let me. All right. So, Phoenix Edge. This is what Phoenix Edge looks like. You have your main portion here on your chart,
Mhm.
which is going to give you signals. And then you
Mhm.
also have your V2 scanner at the bottom, which is going to show you the momentum that's happening in the market. Oh, that's on 1 minute. Let me not get distracted. But, oh, give me 1 second. George, was you trying to say something?
Oh, no,
Oh,
no, go
okay,
ahead.
no, okay, gotcha. All right, so Phoenix was built to make the market more simple, make you more consistent, more disciplined, right? So I'm gonna just go over just a few things before we start looking for trade setups, like I said. But with Phoenix, like I said, it's just gonna really give you your resistance and support zones. So my resistance zones on my screen is going to be the pink or the lighter red boxes. My support zone is going to be the lighter green boxes. Our order blocks that we have here are going to be the dotted rectangle boxes. So for my bearish order blocks, um, we're gonna have red, and then for the green, it's going to be the bullish order blocks. And 1 second. All right. So once we establish that, we all know if you're new to Forex, we call this usually your ceiling, right? So when price comes up, we're expecting price to drop back down, vice versa. Usually people call this the floor. When price comes down to the floor, we're expecting it to bounce back up. So how you trade Phoenix Edge is very simple. All you need to do is follow 3 rules. So I want to make sure that everybody has a chance to grab a pen and paper, especially if you're new and it's the first time you're seeing Phoenix, because it's important that you know these 3 rules. So I'll give everybody about a minute to grab a piece of paper, take out their notepad or anything that they can write these 3 rules down. All right. Awesome. All right. So let me look for a perfect setup here. I'm actually going to go to the 4-minute. All right. So the first rule when you are looking to enter the market trading Phoenix Edge, of course, you're going to be looking for the main thing, right? A signal to appear. So that's going to be either a sell signal. I'm going to zoom in. You'll see us say sell, and it has an arrow pointing down to which candle it's telling you to sell on. Sorry, 1 second. Let me just turn on my risk management profile. That way we can get a better look at things. All right. So it's telling you to enter on this candle after it closes. The second thing is you're making sure that where this sell or buy signal printed is in or coming off of a zone, right? So we see that price came up to our order block, it came up to our resistance, and then it finally gave us the sell. So again, those are the first 2 rules. You're looking for the signal. You're confirming that it's coming off of an order block, resistance, or support zone. And then the third and last final rule is that when you're aligning on the sell signal or the buy signal, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to the most important thing, right? Which is the scanner. Why? Because I told you initially in the beginning that the scanner is going to show you the momentum that's happening in the market. So we have our 2 criteria already met before we can enter this trade. The third one, we're going to look down. So if I align it with this sell candle and signal, I see that my momentum bar is bright red. Bright red usually indicates that bears are entering the market and it's strong, right? If it's dull, it means that it's not as strong as the bright red, but they still have some type of momentum. So that is the third and final rule, right? So 1, you're making sure that you see the signal print. 2, it's coming off of one of our zones. And 3, on that candle that the signal print, you want to make sure that momentum is matching up. So on this case, again, it matched all of our 3 rules. We would have entered the market right here because this is where the candle technically closed before this one opened. And if you got in, you hit TP on the next candle, which is about 150 pips. So it's really that simple. I do want to ask before I show a buy signal example, does anybody have any questions from what I went over so far? All right. And feel free to unmute if you do have a question.
Sounds
But
pretty
if no one
simple.
has, sounds pretty simple, right? All right. I think this is what Jasmine caught here. So let me turn on my old order blocks to show us older zones. All right, perfect. So no, this is not a good one because it didn't match. So give me 1 second. I think it's on the 5-minute. Because again, we want to make sure we're following our rules to a T, right? 1 second, guys. Right here. This used to be the zone. All right. So this was the zone previously here. So we got our buy signal, right? The zone, momentum matching, and again, hit take profit 1 for about 63 pips. All right, and let me just turn that back off. Does anybody have any questions? It's hard to show. Let me see if I can pull up another pair because gold has just been in a state of just dropping. It's been ridiculous. But
Austin said in the chat, my bad, pardon me. He said,
no, you're good.
how much, how many pips did Jasmine catch?
That's a Jasmine question. She caught like 500 pips last night.
Yeah, it was like it was almost 500 on gold, and then I caught it with silver too. It was like 170 on silver.
Sheesh.
It's too easy, y'all.
1 second. I just wanna. Everything's been in a dump. Let me see. Let me pick a currency pair. Let's do Euro USD. Why not? Because I just want you guys to see where it's actively in the zone, and then we had our buy. The market don't want to show us, but again, you just want to make sure that momentum is matching up. If it's not matching up on that first candle, I always tell people that I usually wait for the second candle for an extra confirmation. So with most of these trades, again, if you're a beginner, I would recommend just sticking to taking only trades that follow momentum. But the more you get comfortable with trading Phoenix, again, if you wait for the second candle and it shows you the momentum matching, I can't put a number on it, but there's a lot of times that the trade will be successful. Put it in terms of that way. But as far as like your fair value gaps, your liquidity sweeps, and all of that good terminology that we love in Forex, the system is built to do all of that in the background for you. So that way, when you come onto the charts, the only thing that you have to worry about, again, are those three important rules. You follow those rules, you will always have success. The moment that you try to switch it up or you're taking a signal that there's no zone, momentum's not matching, that's when you're going to start seeing a lot of losses pile up because you're not following the rules. So let me pull it out. And then real quick, I just always like to do a temperature check. Does anybody have any questions? Especially any new people. All right. Well, I'm going to go through a few settings that we have and filters on Phoenix to, again, really elevate your trading as a trader and create more discipline. So when you first getting started with Phoenix, you're going to put your indicators on. Again, it's going to be under invite only for your under indicators. You're going to select that and you'll be able to see Phoenix Edge V4 and Phoenix Scanner V2. After that, we're going to go to settings. So if you only want to trade during different sessions, there's a filter here when you first pull up your settings tab. You can only trade during Tokyo, or if you only want to see signals during London, you want to just make sure filter entries by sessions is checked. And then you're just going to check whatever sessions you want to see signals for. So if I only want to trade for London and New York, because that just works with my schedule, they're only going to show me signals, right, during those time frames. But if I only wanted to trade during Tokyo or Sydney, again, they're only going to show me signals that appear during those time frames. But for me, I like to just trade whenever, just because, again, Phoenix Edge is going to give you so much signals throughout the day, but you want to make sure that you're taking the correct setups. Next, which is my favorite feature of Phoenix, risk management. So every time a signal prints on the chart, let me just zoom in, take that off really quick. You're going to get a few things that happen, right? You'll get the signal. Once that signal appears, you're going to see all of these 4 lines appear. The first one, which is red, is going to indicate where your stop loss should be for that trade. So for this sell right here, they're saying if you entered on this sell, where this gold line is at, your stop loss should be here, right? And then they set 3 take profit levels for you to take profit at. So you have your first one. We always recommend aiming for the first one. Why? There's no, I think Levon says it best, right? You don't stay at the bank too long, right? So you don't want to play with your money, right? So you always aim for take profit 1. You can always aim for take profit 2 and 3, but we always recommend at that point moving your stop loss into profit. So you're going to be trailing your profit. So that way, even if the market does reverse at any point, you still walk away with a win. So that's a really cool feature. It tells you exactly where to enter, where you should be exiting for your profit, and then how to protect your capital that you have currently in your account. You have the risk management tools. You can leave it on scalp. We always recommend scalp. It works on higher time frames as well. But if you want to, add a little bit more cushion for your stop loss and your take profits, you can move it to intraday or swing. But again, scalp works on all time frames. This is just indicating the next portion here is just showing you your take profit and stop loss levels. You want to make sure that's always checked. Show previous ones. It's just going to show you if you wanted to do back testing on previous signals that was printed. It just gives you the entry and the take profit and stop loss levels for that. My next best feature is going to be the filter settings, right? So for precise entries and for high probability setups, we always, and I'm not going to even say recommend, we require that you have edge filter on for entries. Why? Because again, we're all about protecting your capital, but also it's not about taking every signal, right? If you take every signal, that means you're in the market for too long. You want to take the signals that are the high probability setups that's going to make you the most money. But also that's going to leave you with less stress, right? So you want to make sure that's checked. My next feature too, again, fan favorite, is the MA Confluence, right? So if you're new to trading or if you just like to trade with the trend, you can check that on. And what that is basically telling Phoenix here is that you only want to see signals when they're trading with the trend, right? So our MA is the EMA. It's a 200, right? Everybody knows. And if you're new to Forex, 200 usually tells you the trend. So if you have that checked, again, you're only going to get signals that are below your EMA or above it. So for this instance, how can we tell that we're in a selling market? Well, this is my EMA line right here. It does change colors as the trend, as price is going above or below it. So if it's below, it's going to have red, and you're only going to see sells, right? So remember, we had a few buys here in between, but now I'm only getting sells because the price is below. So you had this sell that initially happened here that started this whole drop. And then you got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more entries. By just trading with the trend, right? So if I zoom back out, again, if I only wanted to see my buys that happen in the market, it's only going to show me buys that are above my MA, right? And I can tell that we're in a buying market because it changed from red to green. And then it's kind of the same concept on our scanner below. So let me I want to make this bigger so you can see, but again, this is our momentum scanner, and it does the same thing as our EMA, right? When momentum is shifting from bulls to bears, you're going to see it change from blue to orange. When it's shifting from bears to bulls, you're going to see it shift from orange to blue. Anything that is the bright color, so if it's bright green, again, that indicates heavy bullish momentum. If it's bright red, it's indicating heavy bearish momentum. And then let's go back to a few more settings. So again, if you only want to trade with the trend, I always recommend putting on MA Confluence. As you can see, you had 8 trades alone on the M15, and this is gold that you could have just taken and walked away, set your take profit, your stop loss, and all of them hit take profit. So let me take that off. All right, cool. Now here's where the customization comes. With Phoenix, so you just want to make sure that your order blocks is checked. Breaker blocks, nobody really uses it, but if you do, you can always check it. But you can customize how your order blocks look, which are the dotted rectangle boxes. So my darker red. For me, I like to associate things with colors. So if it's red, I'm always going to assume sell. If it's green, I'm always going to assume buys, right? But you have the ability to customize it. I've seen people have orange and yellow or red and pink. Whatever you want to customize it to, you just change your order block colors here. The same thing for your supply and demand zones, right? Your support and resistance. So like I said initially on the beginning of the call, my resistance are going to be like the pink color, and then my support is going to be the lighter green. All right, last but not least, again, it's just so many features that I love, is our dashboard. So our dashboard is what you're going to see right here, right? And as you can see, everything has gold symbol. The only thing that's different is my time frame, right? So when you come to this portion of your settings, you just want to make sure I think the default has everything checked. You want to make sure you leave that. And the reasoning why, it's not to say that you can only trade one pair. The really cool thing is if you do go to a new asset, so if I go to Euro USD and pull up that chart, instead of having to change my settings, right, it's going to already pull up Euro USD, everything on my dashboard right here. Same time frame, it's just changed the asset for you. So that's why it's important that you leave the settings to default. You want to make sure all of these are checked. But if you want to see multiple pairs, instead of just having it be one pair when you go to a new asset, you could just turn off, use current chart symbol, and then you would just hit whatever pairs that you would like. But again, it already auto-populates for you when you go to a new chart asset. And this is how you enter your time frame. So if you are a scalper, you're mainly looking at the lower time frames and maybe one high time frame to do your analysis, and so on. So this is how you would just change, again, your time frames. And then that's pretty much how you would set up your Phoenix Edge. 1 second. And I don't think I missed anything. Oh, sorry. Yes. One last thing, because I felt like George is gonna be like, you didn't cover this. But let me see.
Ticket.
Hmm?
Come on, the golden ticket.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't
I
forget
just
the
want to
golden
do a
ticket.
I know I'm gonna do a replay because I just want them to be able to see it pop up. All right, so I don't think the hour is going to show, but as you can see, when you have 4 or more pairs that are aligning with momentum on different time frames, you're going to see that the asset and time frame are going to start like changing to a different color, right? Instead of just the regular color of your chart. So it's going to start changing this dull gold when it's 5 or less. When it's all 6 time frames that you selected, it's going to be a bright gold, and we call that the golden ticket. The golden ticket is just going to provide you extra confluence on whatever time frame you're taking your entry on, and it's letting you know that, hey, all the other time frames that you have here listed on your dashboard are in confluence with what you're seeing on your chart, and they're all going in the same direction. So when you see sell, it doesn't mean that you're particularly going to have a sell signal on that time frame. It's just again telling you, hey, on the 1 minute time frame, the 2, 3, 5, and 15, you have strong bearish momentum, right? So if I go to 5, again, I look at my scanner because I'm not looking for a sell signal. I'm looking for my momentum. Again, I see my momentum is red, and so on. So that's a really cool feature. When everybody sees that, we kind of get really excited, especially if, for instance, let's say when this sell printed, right, it met all of our rules, and the 5 minute and the 1 hour again were all in bearish momentum. This would have illuminated that bright gold, and then this would have gave us extra confluence to stay in this trade past TP 1, 2, and 3. But I do feel like that was a lot of information. No questions. Thanks for breaking this down so simple, of course. But if anybody new joined while I was going over anything, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask away, because we want to make sure that you walk away with clear understanding of how Phoenix works and how simple it is. All right, no questions. George, did I miss anything?
Nope. Covered everything. Yeah, it's pretty simple. As long as you follow the 3 simple steps in our strategy, don't try to overcomplicate it. Let Phoenix work for you. And hold on 1 sec. Let me close out this trade.
Not you in the trade.
Yeah, I saw it pop up on your screen while you were.
Wow. Wow.
I ain't want to interrupt you, and it
Wow.
was technically your
Wow.
alert,
You see
but
how you
Yeah,
see
I got that
Cam?
too.
Wow. Wow.
yo, I was like 3 minutes,
Wow.
3 minutes on gold. Like,
You was
Wow.
doing a great job, Ryan. I didn't want to
you're
cut
doing
you
a
off.
fantastic job.
This is crazy. They just don't want me to make money today. I could teach and make some money. I was waiting for the sell again. It's
And it,
breaking
it,
my
it
heart. It's all right.
definitely came. I appreciate it.
It's cool. That's why you have your alerts. Oh, okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
If you do have the paid for version on TradingView, it's not necessary. But if you work and stuff like that, like myself, and don't have much time to really spend in the market, I just invested in I think like the most basic upgrade for TradingView, so that way I can allow myself to get alerts to my phone. So I don't know if you guys saw it, but that's how George was able to see that, hey, on the 3 minute chart, it's maybe time to take a look because it's a signal that popped up. And you should take a look at that chart because if it does meet your rules, it's a great trade to get in. So let's just take a look at the last trade that, everybody was able to get into.
It was on
Uh,
a 3 minute.
yeah, this is a 3 minute. So
Yeah.
price came up to our area of resistance, right? And then it took a while. It had a few. So all of these wicks tell me, even without Phoenix showing me the resistance area, that, hey, price is having a hard time closing above this particular area because we have 1, 2, 3 wicks. And after that third wick, it tried to again with this doji. And then sellers came into the market. And how do we know? Well, first rule was met of the sell. Second rule, on the candle where it says sell, we have momentum and it's bright red. So this tells me George rolled this trade past TP1, and TP1 was 114 pips. And that, which is crazy because that hit in a matter of 9 minutes? Yeah. So very simple, y'all.
Yeah,
The
we
moment
appreciate
you
you.
overcomplicate it, yeah, no problem, no problem. I'm glad I was able to have alerts on for y'all. The moment you overcomplicate it,
Oh no,
that's
no,
the
I got
moment that,
my own
okay,
alerts.
you know what, Jasmine, you're not tired of making money? Go to bed.
Listen, I'm over here with one eye open. Just know.
But yeah, the moment that you guys try to overcomplicate it by adding additional rules to the rules that we already giving you guys, it's gonna overcomplicate stuff for you, and that's when you're gonna start to feel like the system's not working. Um, there's a system in place for a reason. There's rules in place for a reason. It's not so that way we just have things to talk to you about. Um, I love to talk, but I will tell you that you should follow the rules because the rules are always gonna put you in a position to win. Yeah,
Hey,
of course.
Ryan,
I can show.
get, oh my
Um,
bad. Good.
no, you're good. Kiara, what pairs do you usually trade? Because I want to make sure that it resonates with you with the pair that you typically trade.
I'm on US 35 on the 1 hour. Just throwing that out there.
Alright.
Appreciate the chivalry, brother.
Hmm.
Yeah, I felt like he had to make it up. Let me go take a look at that real quick and then I'm gonna pull up something.
See,
Let's
I'm
see what
very
we
new
got
to this,
here.
but Euro USD.
Oh, Euro USD? All right, cool. Okay, I like that. Coming off of an H1, H4. You know me though, I need momentum to match. I'm gonna look at that on a lower time frame though. And then all right, so and then Kiara, if you can, um, I'm very new to this, but Euro USD, okay. Now, do you trade on the 15-minute, 5 minute, um, or again, just very new, you're just trying to dive in and kind of get a feel for it? Okay. No, don't apologize. I just want to make sure that I make it as easy as possible to show you examples. But so for currency pairs, I don't really trade them, but if I were to, I would usually look to take my entry on nothing lower than the 5 minute, or mainly just the 15 minute. So let me show you. I'm gonna show you one that matches. I got to go to 5 minutes. All right. Sorry, just looking for, let me see if this is an older zone. And like I said, if you're very new, my requirement would just be to only take signals that again match with momentum. As you get comfortable with your trading journey, you could be a little bit more aggressive. And like I said, maybe take it on the very next candle, but it has to align with momentum. But all right, so another example, right? So Euro USD, this is my 5 minute time frame. Um, so we see that price came into our zone, right? Sellers was in the market and then they started to die down. And how do I know that sellers momentum started to die down? Well, if I look at my scanner, I see that this candle right here before my doji, momentum turned dark red. So that's just indication for me that, hey, okay, maybe bulls are entering the market again. But also before I even the signal printed, I like to zoom out and kind of see what market I'm in, right? So that's when the MA comes into effect, right? Because you want to make sure that price is above if I'm looking for buys. And if I'm looking for sells, price is below. So I see that again, price is above the MA, right? Um, bears are losing momentum. And then now all I'm waiting for is my signal. So remember, that's my first rule. I'm waiting for the signal. So my signal printed, I see that my second rule is met because it's coming off of a order block or a zone. Now my third rule, if I align it with this buy candle and I scroll down to my scanner, even though the candle is small, it's still bright green. So this is the moment that I would have entered, right? And I hope you can see this. Yeah. So you see this little blue arrow right here. This is technically where the candle closed. So let me put my measuring tool here. You would have entered on this candle, and take profit 1 got you 3 pips. If you held it, it got you 11 pips. Let me see if I can show a more recent example. This would have been nice if it would have just tapped our little zone there. So, let's see. So like this is kind of one of those examples I was talking about, right? As you become a little bit more better with Phoenix and your training journey, this signal did print, but as we could see, momentum did match up. For me, like I said, if it matches up on the next candle and I already do my top-down analysis and can tell that we're in a buying market for this signal, I would have taken it because the next candle matched up and we have heavy momentum. And speaking of top-down analysis, I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to do a quick top-down analysis. Because even though Phoenix marks up our zones for us and we love that, we still need to look at our higher time frames, especially if we're taking our entries on lower time frames, to kind of figure out, all right, cool, this is a H1 zone, this is a H4 zone, and so on, right? Because it gives us extra confluence on the lower time frame if there's a zone there as well. So let me see. Yeah, this right here, because this is actually a sell that we did not get because we have one of our filters on. But so for instance, if I enter the market where this vertical line is at, I just got up, I'm trying to see what trades are going to happen for today. The first thing I'm going to do is section off where I entered, well, where I'm looking in the market, right, to start my day off. So this is exactly where I've entered. It's 9 a.m. yesterday, right? So I'm like, okay, it's 9 a.m. Let me mark up my charts. So the first thing I'm going to do, I always mark what's above me and what's below me in terms of price, right? So if I enter the market at 9, I say, okay, I see a nice little doji candle here. And then I see that we have our order block and we have some resistance zones above me. So I'm just going to label that H1, right? So when I go to my lower time frame, I know that even though I won't be able to see the same zones, I have this white line indicating that, hey, this area is also a zone, a resistance zone or order block on the H1 time frame. So if I just do that, because I don't see any support below me, right, I'm going to just drop down to the next time frame. So for me, I'm going to do the 15-minute. So I'm going to see if I had anything to let me know that, hey, this is a sell that's potentially going to, take off from here. So if I sectioned off this area, I don't see anything. I did miss this sell here, but it's okay, right? Drop down to another time frame. Right, so we don't have anything here, but as time progressed, right, we have this first sell that we could have taken down to here, right? It's all about sectioning off. But again, let me take it a step further. Let me look at my 4-minute time frame. I see that there's nothing as well. Again, we missed our signal here, but there's no worry, right? And I think that's the most important thing that we try to teach a lot of people who come into Phoenix initially, that you don't have to take every trade. It's easy to get FOMO because you can see right here, like you're like, dang, I missed this. I don't have any signal right here. Let me just enter the market. But why would you do that? Like there's no signal. That's one of the main rules, is to wait for a signal. So again, I'm just going to drop down to my 3-minute, and eventually we got something, right? So this is where we entered. This is where we started looking at the market. So we see all of this happening on a 3-minute. We're like, okay, we got a zone on the 3-minute. This is the H1 zone. We know we had a few above us on H1 as well. So for this first signal, this is something I would have taken a look at, right? So it came off of our zone, sell printed, but momentum's not matching. So again, this is where it comes into play of, let me just wait for a better setup, because technically, yes, it did hit take profit 1, but it didn't meet all of our rules. Maybe on the 2-minute it did. So 2-minute, we missed it a few. And then the last, we'll look at 1-minute. It's usually a 1-minute, yep. Right here. So again, we have it coming off of our H1 zone. Momentum didn't match, but if I wait for the next candle, momentum match, the candle is bigger than the previous candle. This is something I would have entered. And then you could just write it down. But that's pretty much how we do our top-down analysis. You just want to always make sure that you're marking your higher time frames. Gold is going crazy. This is the golden ticket, by the way, y'all. I'm glad y'all was able to see it in real time. So all of my charts are aligning with buying momentum. So that's why we have this bright gold illuminating on our screen, letting us know, like, hey, if we got into this buy or any other buy signal on any other time frame, it's probably letting us know, like, hey, buyers is in the market. But as always, I like to take a little quick break and see if anybody has any questions. If anybody wants me to pull up a different asset.
Can you pull up Euro USD?
Yeah. What time frame?
Kier, what time frame do you normally trade on?
Oh, I was showing her this earlier. That's when she said she was new.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had posted in at 9:03 saying if she could see another example where the rules apply. Um,
See, you know why you didn't hear that, brother? You was in that cell.
mhm.
You was in
You
that
know,
cell making money without me.
I'll be honest, that's probably it.
That probably definitely was it.
It was between this US 30.
Yeah. So let's do a real life. Let me
Take a
just
look.
take this off.
Yeah, go ahead, take a look at US 30.
Oh yeah, I already know you up. Mm-hmm. All right, so coming to the market, I see again, this is where currently the price is at. I mark what's above me, H1, and I'm gonna mark what's below me. Right. Come to my 15-minute. So I see that price came down to our H1 zone, but I didn't get any buy on the 15-minute. We did have our buy in the 1 hour.
Yeah,
Like I
the 30.
said, right?
The 30-minute.
30-minute. Okay, I got you. Momentum didn't match up, right? So if I want to make sure that I'm following the rules to a T, the 30-minute was our best entry. Sheesh, 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So price came down, our H1 zone, right? So when we started, no, this was actually 30 minutes before we started the call, but we got our buy. It's coming off of a zone because this was the last candle that came off the zone, bounced up. Last but not least, our third rule, the buy candle matches with momentum, bright green. This was our entry where the gold line is at. We took that to TP1. That was 129 pips. In a matter of, because it actually hit it on this candle.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Actually went to TP2,
There you go,
210 pips. All right, so that's as simple as it gets, right? 30-minute, it gave us our perfect entry. If you want to take it a step further, maybe we could have got in a little bit earlier. So again, we just start checking our different time frames. I'm surprised you didn't see this 5-minute sell. It's an actual live example. Coming off our zone, momentum match. But let me not get sidetracked, sorry. Is it best to check with 30 minutes? So it's up to you. Right? If you only want to take, right? So I would say for a beginner, I would probably look at higher time frames, right? So like maybe your entry is on the 5-minute, but you can monitor the 15 and 30-minute for an entry as well. But I would do your analysis on the higher time frames, right? So like H4, H1. Because like for this instance right here, say we didn't have this 30-minute zone here, but we still had our H1 line. We know that it's coming off of some type of support zone. We got our buy, we enter. So it's really just preference based, right? There's times that I've taken a signal off of a H1, off of a minute time frame chart. So it just really matters, like again, if it matches the rules and if I deem it to be a perfect setup. And a perfect setup to me is always going to be the signals that match with momentum. All right, and then let me see. So we didn't have anything on our 5-minute. It's 4. Yeah, got me on this 4-minute time frame now. Never used to have it. Oh,
That's what I caught the buy on, that 4-minute.
Yeah, yo, that I'm not gonna lie, that 4-minute be smooth.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen much losses on the 4-minute. Yeah, I like it. But yeah, so again, price came down to our H1 area. We're currently in a big order block. The buy printed, it didn't match our rules. But again, for me, if I know this is coming off of a higher time frame, right, I'm willing to, I don't want to say take the risk, but I'm willing to get in on the second candle because momentum match. And because I've been trading Phoenix for a very long time, I know that like usually the second candle, if it matches, you're gonna hit TP. But we're gonna be looking for some setups. George, do you want to start setting up your screen to share? Just because I know it's 9:20 and 9:30 stuff start going crazy. So I'm gonna switch it over to George is gonna take over. That way you guys get a different perspective as far as trading with Phoenix. We still follow the same rules, but people set up their charts a little different and we look at different pairs. So without further ado, the man who created this amazing program, we like to call him George, is going to take over.
All right, give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. When he's saying that, that means he is exiting a trade that he was just in and trying to take that off his screen so nobody see how much money he.
Ain't nobody
So bear with it. No problem, Jalissa.
All right, should be good.
And then just let me know when you're ready, and I'll stop sharing.
Okay. I can just get this to place. Okay.
Good to go?
Yep, about to take over. Let's see what screen am I on? Okay. Yeah, you know I got a lot of stuff in the background.
No, no, you're good. But we'll take this time if anybody has any
Alright.
questions. All set?
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure. Can you see it?
Okay, cool. No, 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 sorry, I had to stop sharing. Now I can see it.
You see me on the 2-minute?
Yeah, I can see it in 2 minutes.
Okay, cool, cool. I was making sure. All right, yeah. So let's see. Uh, let's go back to US 30. All right, so we got gold. You said it was a gold on the M5, or you look talking about US 30? All right, I think Ryan stepped away for a sec.
I think the only thing that we
Yeah.
didn't touch
What's up?
on,
That was a 5-minute sell on US 30.
All right, hold on one sec.
you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was saying the only thing I think that we didn't touch on, just to make sure that everybody knows, is just when they're selecting their asset to make sure that they're selecting black bull markets.
All right, so when you, like Prado was saying, when you select an asset, you want to make sure that you are on Black Bull markets. So Black Bull matches up as close as possible to Averity and Novus markets. So it's less than a pip off. Okay, make sure my settings are good. Edge filter, yep. All right, so this is the trade I was currently in that I was referring to, this US 30 on the 1 hour. And we are currently up about 73 pips. Like Ryan was saying, better entry, which I definitely missed because I didn't have an alert on for this one. Went up about 200 plus pips before we had a little reversal, but obviously we're still up. TP1 was smacked. That's going to be the goal. A lot of times it goes to TP2, 3. Tell everybody you want to shoot for TP1. And definitely make sure you're locking in profits while you're doing that. It shouldn't be up, 40, 50, 60 pips to not even at break even. The time is almost 9:30, so want to make sure we're being careful. Again, I am in that buy, but we are in a downtrend. We do got selling momentum on the higher time frame. So that was a counter trend trade that I took. All right, so we'll be looking for a setup. All right, this one. Okay, I think this is the one Ryan was talking about. Let me see, 5-minute. Yeah, it came up, hit the zone, matched up with momentum, pushed down a little bit. It'll probably keep dropping. Yeah, we'll come. Let's see the 15-minute real quick. Oh yeah. Trying to debate if I should take my profit and wait on this next setup. All right, as of right now, let's see. Does anybody have any questions? Good morning, Alice. Let's drop these two. Hey, my team, remind me later. Just say Edge. I don't know. Yeah, just remind us in the conversation later. Edge. All right, still coming off of a 4 hour zone. Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna stay in my bot. Crazy momentum. Good morning, Ella. Hey, good morning, everybody hopping in. All right, let's check out gold as well. I'll spell it right. Let's see what that 3 minute was still doing. We currently have a buy. Is that matching up with momentum? Not to the next candle. Dang, Jasmine, you got it now? It's probably a little better on a 2 minute.
Dang, Jasmine Pie went to sleep.
I'm up, y'all. I'm up. I couldn't come off mute. I'm up. I saw that 3 minute, but yeah, it wasn't matching up with momentum, so I left it alone.
Yeah, not to
Look
the
like it's trying to push.
Yeah, it wasn't
That's right.
matching.
Follow the rules.
Wasn't matching to the next candle.
Now it look like it's about to hit TP.
I let it play out. But yeah, again, you don't have to take every single trade setup that pops up, that populates. If you don't see it matching the 3 steps, hey, let it go, wait for the next setup. Even if it does hit TP, we're trying to get rid of that FOMO state. I low-key wanted to drop so I can prove a point. But let me start just in case somebody took it.
Well, I will hope no one took it because
Right.
didn't follow the rules. Again, you don't hang out at the bank. It's no reason to hang out in the market and just take every trade. I promise
Exactly.
y'all, the rules are set in place for a reason.
There goes this 5 minute drop on US 30 that Ryan called out.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I knew it was a matter of time. I said she playing, but 9:30. Oh, because nine. Wow, this is. I don't even want to speak too much, but this 9:30 candle is not moving how it usually does. Hey, if y'all took that, make sure your stop loss is in profit because it's 9:30
Yeah,
So
and
US 30 could do a dash on you real quick.
yeah, it's gonna retrace. It's doing. Yeah, there you go. It's already doing it. Hey, like I like to say at 9:30, I like to take my cape off, let that candle play out for a minute or two. Again, I'm not chasing trades. I'm definitely not chasing it at 9:30. Can you sit here and catch some crazy pips at 9:30? You sure can. Prime example. I'd rather just wait on the next setup. All right, so who wants to facilitate with how to get started?
I believe Amanda's on the call. Operations will send you in the chat.
Sorry, I couldn't mute. I'll drop the link right now.
We appreciate you. All right, let's see what gold. Yep. Prime example, we're still playing around on this gold 3-minute buy because it did not follow the rules. On top of that, it being 9:30. Go over here to this beautiful 5-minute. Thing I heard y'all say y'all checking out the 4-minute. You're not on the 3-minute anymore.
Now, see what happened was Protestant started this whole 4-minute ordeal.
Yeah, he
And then
definitely started it.
Jasmine started getting involved, and then the other day I said, you know what? Let me take a look at what they talking about. And I see what they talk about. I see it. It's beautiful.
He said I'm
Very,
awake.
very smooth.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, that probably is the best time frame for gold. That thing be setting it up nice.
Yeah, we not playing around 1 minute no more.
Mm-mm.
All right, I ain't gonna do this, y'all. Get off of it.
I took it off my chart.
Ooh, big float. Okay.
TP1 smacked on that US 30 trade. My bad. TP2. Hey, drop a fire emoji in the chat if you took that trade. You currently, oh man, hey, if you were in, hopefully you were locking in profits.
Wow, look at that. I love when a trade when you follow the rules and it just hits TP.
Hey, it's a beautiful moment. In and out. Yeah, that was a nice 117 pips.
And go heard you talking about her. She said, I'm gonna hit TP2 for you.
That that buy.
She said, I
Was-
got you. She said, don't worry, I got you.
Yes, I got it. 2 minute over here, or my bad, 3 minute over here, and 5 minute over here. See what we got going on. See if I can put. Take 15 real quick. You want to keep this one on 15? Nah, we'll do 5. And US 30 is back to pushing.
On the getting started part, are we supposed to wait on somebody?
So yes, operations is gonna drop a link in the chat. Are you a part of BAS?
No, I got invited to this link by someone on Facebook.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, operations will sit here and drop a link in the chat, and you can click that, and it'll show you how to get started from there. Uh, Give her a couple minutes.
Yes, I'm about to drop it. I just wanted to see if she was part of the BAS community.
All right, Amanda, we appreciate you. All right, let me see. Jesus, that setup went crazy. Gold being gold.
I told you that every time you doubt gold, she'd be like, yeah, okay.
He gonna prove you wrong
Mm-hmm.
every time.
PP3, sheesh. This nice little W form too. Let me go back to my actual chart. What's going on here?
Yeah, I had to keep myself from letting that FOMO kick in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Listen, Forex trading, it is about 10% skill and 90% mental. Um, and even us, we sometimes get FOMO, and that's why we always preach like, don't fall for the trap of FOMO. There's always gonna be another setup.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Yeah, nah, this for me the chart. Spicy.
Oh, okay, I see what it's doing. Hey, I hope some of y'all took some of these trades that was called out so far. We've seen about 117 on this US 35 minute. The 1 hour that I called out for the buy, obviously we are pushing. Yeah, dropping a little bit. That's another, yeah, about 80 pips, 100 pips. And gold, gold, gold. Let's see what gold doing. No, we're gonna stay on the 3 minute. See if we get something else. I don't know why the things keep changing back. All right, it's only gonna let me sit here and put one that's retarded. All right, so we got the 3 minute over here and the 5 minute over here. US 30 is getting closer to our TP on the 1H.
All right, I'm seeing why gold did that little dash up. It's coming off of H4 and day one support,
Makes sense. Let's go
and it
with
formed that W.
Dang, so nothing on the 15. Let me put that chart back. Okay, you said H4.
Yeah, H4 and a daily support.
Let me get rid of that. All right, that's it. So we got support, what Ryan's talking about right here. 4 hour. Change that to blue, and then go back to where we came in at. All right, so if I had did a top-down analysis and saw that, I would have waited for that next candle to match up with momentum, and I would have took it. So you had that same thing happen earlier around 821. Price came down, bounced off the zone, got your entry, and it was coming off that same 4 hour. And you can see the W if I zoom out some that Ryan's talking about. And it's going to probably continue to push too. Hey, and again, shout out to anybody who has gotten this trade with me, even if you got in late. I mean, it still shouldn't have been too late because I called it out at about 9:02. Came in at 9 o'clock.
Oh, we definitely up today.
And I think
We
my
are
brain is overstimulated today. What my children say. Yeah, I think I'm a little overstimulated today.
Hey, it's like that sometimes. Hey, real quick. Hey, yeah, make sure you lock in profits. We're almost at 200 pips. Come on, keep pushing. I hate when it gets like 1 pip below TP. All right, real quick. Gold is going crazy on the 5 minute and 3 minute. Check it 15, see if we have anything. Stay down on lower time frames. Switch back real quick, and we're gonna hit it now. All right, US 30 playing with me. There we go. One more. All right, y'all. We hit TP1 on US 30. We are up over 200 pips. I know a lot of y'all are gold diggers on this call, but hey, Dirty 30 got a beautiful relationship and continue to sit here and get the bag. Hey, again, even if you got in late, you should still be up minimum over 100 pips. Over 100 pips and locking in profits. Nobody's,
said, let's go.
these are facts. Hey, nobody should be at below break even right now. You should not even be at break even.
Hey, if it's me and we up to 100, I'm securing 150.
These are for real.
I'm leaving here with something.
Yeah. All right, I got stopped out of mine. If y'all are still in it, well, where it's dropping down, nobody should still be in it. I would hope y'all at least secured. Yeah, we're at below 150 now. Everybody should have got stopped out at this point. Closed out in profit. All right, let's go see what gold has going on. Gold is still pushing. I'm gonna let Ryan Jazz, y'all can call out these gold trades.
Hey, man, ain't nothing to call out. We missed
We ain't
that.
got nothing going on yet.
That's all right. We got that golden ticket showing us a buy, though. Sheesh.
Yep. Hey, here goes the
But discipline. So I'm gonna just wait for the pullback.
Hey,
Think that,
see
hold
that?
on. You know me, I like to start counting legs, so
Mm-hmm.
From Asian session, that's 1, 2, 3. This is 4. Let me measure this with my little Fibonacci. Fibonacci.
I'm actually gonna move this
Here we-
way. Let me
Oh,
see what
hold
NASA.
on. Gold looking like is she approaching that golden ratio number 61 on the fib. And get a little droppy drop. Let's see.
NAS coming off the 4 hour. 2. So yeah, we'll put it at a 4 hour down here. Bounce off the zone. And he had a nice push up, but don't see a entry. Not sure what that was. And US 30 went right back to TP1. All right, this was this morning. Oh yeah, it came off this 1 hour. That was up since yesterday, came back down. EU went for a nice 15, almost 30 pips. Hey, somebody drop in the chat one of the assets you trade and are currently looking at. And SPX had one too. All right, Austin, I'm going back to gold. All right, gold is still pushing. Yeah, so far we haven't got any more re-entries. It hasn't came back down. Yeah, so it's pretty simple. Again, waiting for price to come down. Let me move this or something. Yeah, waiting for price to come down, bounce off of a zone or order block, match up momentum, take the trade. Prime example, TP1 was hit. We can see if we had a zone right here real quick. Again, it's for back testing purposes. My bad. You want to leave mitigated on. All right, so the same thing. There was a order block here before. Price came up, bounced off of it, came down. We got our entry. It matched up with momentum. Took the trade, TP1. And again, this one was came down, bounced off a demand zone and order block, but it didn't match up momentum until the next candle.
Hey, George, what did I hear you say leave on for back testing?
Oh yeah. So I was trying to see right here for the sell if it came off of a zone. I seen it hit TP, but if you want to back test, you can take off, remove, mitigate it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's on by default, so that if it gets mitigated, it takes it away off the screen. But for back testing, you can untoggle it and see the old order blocks.
Okay.
Yeah, so like
Thank you.
prime example, yeah, no problem. This one, same thing. It came up, bounced off, price bounced off our order block, got your entry, came down. Wouldn't have took this one or this one because there was no zone or order block. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Last 4 out of 6 signals that followed the strategy all hit TP. And that's on the 3 minute. So you could have been done for the day. This was from 5 to 9, so 4 hours. You wouldn't even need to take all these trades, but that trade alone, 85 pips. Next buy, TP1, 58, ran up to 339. Next one, another 122. Next one, TP1 was 111. It ran up, was the one that's still running, but 412 pips. So you don't need to take every single trade. Come up with a goal. Hey, I'm only going to take 2 to 3 trades a day. If that's what you need to clear your goals, set it, find those high probability setups, and then just walk away.
Amen. I'm there for London session tonight. I'm trying to walk
Keep
away with
telling y'all.
600 pips.
Keep telling y'all
I'm
this
trying to
London.
walk away with 600 pips.
Yeah, look, I've been exhausted, so I've been doing bad on it lately. But London session and up until pre-market New York is where I was making majority of my money. Like
Golly.
you already know, them 1,000 pip mornings, just like back to back to back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Take a look at this 4-minute chart. I don't know how it does in US 30, but gold, I'm a believer
Right.
now. I'm a
Because New
believer
York,
on that 4-minute. I had to create a custom time frame for it. I'm a believer now.
Look, it was too easy. Hey, come on, we got London session. Let me stop trying to find it and just go to it. Nice buy up yesterday. This was after New York. Well, it's still during New York, but around 12, clean buy all the way up. Came down, bounced off our zone, and it was the next candle. Let me zoom in. Yep, momentum matched. Clean trade on the 15-minute, no drawdown. Easy 524 pips. Get rid of that.
1 minute print of sell on gold. I'm just waiting for momentum to line up, but it is also coming off of a 50 fib as well.
Yeah, I see the 3-minute did.
Mm-hmm.
Here it comes on.
2 minute for sure. Had one about to hit TP.
Yep, so
5 minute too. It's also coming off of that daily support turn resistance.
I'm just waiting for momentum. I feel like the 3 minute, I seen it too late.
I got in on the 2 minute.
I got you.
I didn't want to call it, but the zone printed late.
I'm trying to see what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep pushing. Yeah, I forgot we was coming off of this 4 hour. Hey, give me like a 15-minute trade. So not everybody has switched over. People are still using both. I know some people that utilize mini pairs. You can't trade minis on Verity. So people are still utilizing those for that. All right, Ella. Did you already have a or go through the training or have a walkthrough about how to like set up your chart? Set up your chart, look for entry. Qualified and sophistic trader. Appreciate that, Alice. Yeah, so if you go to Josh Sanchez's page, all right, give me starting on board now. Hey, Prada, are you able to take care of the chat?
I got you. Starting onboarding now. Thank you so much. I look forward to winning with you guys. Yeah, we look forward to Kiara. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Um, and then look under announcements and look for the flyer, then click it. It has the 3 links. So yeah, Ella, on the Circle app, it should have it under announcements, Alice said.
All right, yeah, we're just waiting on another setup. All right, real quick, switch back to US 30 and Ella, I can do a walkthrough with you. Let me get rid of one of these. Okay, so let me space this out some. Okay. So at the bottom, we have our momentum scanner, which is going to tell you the momentum on the higher, I'm sorry, it's going to tell you the momentum on the current chart that you're on. So right now we have bright green, which is showing us active buying momentum, vice versa. Bright red is going to show you active selling momentum. And then when it starts to dull out on either color, that means that the momentum is shifting. All right, we have
Sorry to interrupt, George. Austin said there's a sell on US 35 minute. I just in case somebody was looking at the chat.
US 35 minute. I'm not showing it, Austin. You have edge filter on? Yeah, make sure your edge filter is turned on. And as everybody could hear, obviously a little cha-ching because US 30 hit TP. All right, real quick. Yeah, I want to make sure everybody is one on Heikin-Ashi candlesticks. Two, utilizing black bull markets when you're trying to find an asset. So you want to go to US 30, go to black bull markets. Gold, XAU, USD, black bull markets. And then you want to make sure that your edge filter is on. Not to say that with the edge filter off, it still won't work. We just want to make sure we're taking high probabilities, like the one Austin called out is right here with the edge filter off, bounced off the zone. And as soon as I bring my momentum back, that one wasn't quite on the momentum. The next candlestick was, which is probably why we had that spike up. But if you're currently in that one, Austin, right now, just make sure you're trailing your stop loss. You're about 25 pips right now. And I'll come right back to that one. All right, so yeah, we have our momentum scanner. Again, show you the active buying momentum and selling momentum on your current chart. Your dashboard is going to show you the exact same thing that the momentum scanner or Phoenix scanner at the bottom is showing you. It's just going to do it on the higher time frames. So instead of you having to switch from 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, it's going to go ahead and show you that over here so that you can see your current one and the higher ones. All right, and go through the settings real quick. We have our sessions. The session times are already in by default. And then we have Sydney, Tokyo, London, New York. If you only wanted to, well, yeah, we'll go with, you want to trade London and New York, highlight them, and it would show you which sessions you're currently in. If you only wanted to see signals during those two sessions, you can turn on filter entries by sessions. And let me drop down to a lower time frame so you can see it more clearly. All right, so any signals outside of London and New York, you won't see, they'll disappear. Got rid of the whole thing. All right, get rid of those. Here we have our risk profile, TP, stop loss. There's 3 settings. You can change it to scalp, intraday, and swing, depending on how you trade. Most people keep it on scalp. Intraday is good for currency pairs. Swing, unless you're planning on holding a trade for a week, 2 weeks, a month, there's no reason for you to be on swing. All right, and with that, the TP and stop loss or your risk management settings, they go hand in hand with your smart TP and stop loss levels. So for every trade that appears, you're going to have your entry. So you're going to see a green or red triangle, multiple arrows showing you that this is your entry, and you're going to have a gold label showing you your entry going straight to that arrow. You're also going to have your 3 TP stop loss showing you 3 different ways, places that you can get out of your trade, and your stop loss. So it takes out all the guesswork. Once you find your entry, again, the entry is given to you. It's going to give you when to get in, where to get out, 3 different places, and where to place your stop loss. All right, so moving down, again, we have our edge filter. We want to keep this on. It's going to make sure that the indicator it just amplifies, like I said, the indicator already gives you high probability signals. The edge filter just amplifies it. Check for MA confluence. The MA confluence is trading with the trend. So let me go down some. As you can see, we have our 200 EMA. When it's in a downtrend, it's going to be red. When it's in an uptrend, it's going to be green. With the MA confluence on, it's going to trade with the trend. So you're only going to get buys above the 200, and you're only going to get sells below the 200. So when you turn it off, you get signals, vice versa, sells below, buys below, and you'll see the counter trend trading. All right, then we have our order blocks and supply and demand zones. All this can stay how it is. It's already on by default. The only thing that you can change if you want, it's completely a preference situation, is the color of the order blocks and supply and demand. So supply and demand are going to be red and green, oh my bad, red and blue by default, and your order blocks are going to be white and gold. A lot of people have changed the colors to pink lemonade colors. I think Prada has different colors. Some people, put all the ones up here as red and all the ones down here as green. So again, if you need to change the colors just to make it more visually appealing, easier for you, you can do so. You can customize it. All you would do is just tap it and pick whatever color you want to set it to. Other than that, we have our
Sorry.
yeah.
Sidebar, that 4 minute sound goal. If you're in it, it's stop loss should be in profit. Definitely about to hit take profit one.
Yeah, and yep, 5 minute two. Yeah, I think that's that one that had all those time frames that all hit. Yeah, so that hit, and then check on Austin and your 5 minute. Two. All right, so we dropped almost down to TP. Still got a little bit of ways to go. All right, let me turn it back on. Okay, yeah, like Ryan said, if you took that gold trade, definitely make sure your stop loss is in profit on whatever time frame you took it on, because it was on multiple. So the 2 minute, you were at about 153 pips. TP3 was hit on that one. 3 minute, TP1 was hit, and again, about 121. So you're up 100 plus pips on every one. Just make sure it's in profit. Hey, appreciate y'all calling that out. That's over 300 pips. Over 300 pips call. All right, so real quick, going back. All right, so we have our dashboard settings at the bottom. Again, dashboard is over here. All it's doing is showing you the momentum. Same thing that the Phoenix scanner at the bottom is doing, just on the higher time frame, so you don't have to do it. So you have your time frames. You can choose your time frames. As far as the assets to choose, you no longer have to pick the asset that you want to look at on the dashboard. If you keep use current chart symbol on, which is on by default, it's automatically going to switch to whatever asset you choose. So if you're on gold, the pair will switch to gold, or the asset will switch to gold. Um, use the highlight alignment time frame manager. So what that does is, let me see. I see it. Not on gold, not on US 30. Okay. So if we have 4 or more time frames that align, you will see a gold background on them. So let's say 1, 5, 15, and 30-minute all align. They will show you a gold background on the pair and time frame section. If all 6 align, these 2 columns will light up gold, showing you, let's say we had a buy right here, and or let's go with this cell. Okay, so let's say the cell followed the rules, and all 6 of them were showing selling momentum in the market. It would light up bright gold for this section, and it would just give you that extra confirmation that you can hold this trade, past TP1, or that it's going to TP1, obviously, but that you can hold it. All right, and with that being said, real quick, do you have any questions? All right, if you're following along, let's move on to what to look for an entry. All right, so for an entry, you're going to look for 3 steps. Price to come down, bounce off of a supply or demand, or an order block, which again is the white one and the gold one. So price to bounce off, come down, bounce off, match up with the momentum at the bottom. So space this out some. Let's just go to 30-minute. Okay, so price to come down, bounce off of supply and demand, match up with momentum. As you can see, my signal is right here. And using the crosshair tool, I can see it lines up perfectly with the momentum. We have a bright green. So signal, bounce, momentum, take the trade. 3 simple things. That's it. You're looking for price to bounce, come down, bounce off of a zone or order block, match up with the momentum at the bottom on the momentum scanner, and then take the trade. So this is an example of buy. Example of another buy. Price came down, bounced off the zone, matched up with momentum, took the trade. Let me see if I can find a sell. Yeah, so price came up, bounced off the zone. We have our entry. Nope, this one didn't follow the rules. Okay, price came up, bounced off the zone. We got our entry right here, and I see I'm just gonna drop down to low time frame. Or matter of fact, let's see the sell on gold that they just took. All right, price
2
came
minutes.
up.
That one
I mean,
matched to a T.
got you.
No, I know, but though, yeah, I know what you're trying to show.
Got you. Yeah, price came up, bounced off of our supply zone, and we got our entry matched up with the momentum at the bottom. Took the trade, TP1 was back. Same thing. That came off a supply zone. This came off a order block. Price came up, bounced off. Would we have entered this one? You can drop it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself. You don't have to be on mute on our calls. All right, Ella, are you following along? All right. Quick question. Anybody else would have taken that trade? This one right here.
Zoom in.
Yes.
All right, I'm zooming in.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Um, me, no. I wait for momentum to match.
All right, yeah. So we want to make sure that yes, it bounced off a zone or order block. We got our signal, sell signal, but it didn't match up with the momentum. So we're not going to take it again. Yes, it hit TP1. We're not trying to take every single trade. The indicator has a high accuracy rate. So even though it doesn't follow the rules, it still may sit here and hit TP. We're not doing FOMO, fear of missing out. We're not trying to sit here and take every last trade, every single setup that the indicator gives us is going to give us indicate signals all day long. We just want to make sure we're taking high probability setups. So it did come up again, bounced off of our order block. We got our signal, but it didn't match up with the momentum. So we don't want to take it. Even if we waited on the next candlestick was bullish. So this is why we want to make sure we're matching the momentum. Because before that drop, if we decided to get in it, we would have been in about 55 pips drawdown. It went down a little bit, and then we would have been 76 pips in drawdown before it actually hit TP.
Ella said, somewhat, I'm setting up my Verity account so I can join you on some trades. Do you guys use Verity or Novus when doing the live trading and teaching us?
So with the broker, you can pick what broker you want to use. We all just take trades together. So how our calls work is for New York session, we try to stay here and do walkthroughs as much as possible. But we would try to make sure that we're all trading together because New York session has high volatility. It's a group collaborative call. Like you're not waiting for us to sit here and find a signal or find a setup. So anybody can sit here and unmute themselves. Again, it's a family environment. You can unmute yourselves, collaborative group experience. Everybody can call out trades that they see. Austin just called out one. A couple other people have called out trades on the call. Alice called out one yesterday. Yeah, Asia session is normally slower, so it gives us that more time to actually do full hands-on walkthrough. If you need to share your screen, you can do that, and we can make sure that everything is set up.
My man Austin said 15 minutes selling you is 30. And Ella said, I see. Thanks for explaining everything. I'm brand new to trading, so I appreciate it. And then Austin said,
Definitely.
with the edge filter on, this time.
Hey, shout out, shout out to Austin, and let me see that. Just real quick, let me turn it off. Yeah, prime example. Austin called out this. The edge filter wasn't on, but you can see it smacked TP2. So shout out to Austin. Anybody that did get in that trade dropped about 131 pips. And then you say you just called out another one, correct? 15 minutes. So
Yeah,
on
15
US
minutes
30
sell.
with the edge filter on.
That's nice.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Austin. That is, you know what? That's that setup I was waiting on too, because I've been watching it.
Hey, Austin, tell him if it hit TP1, he gotta send you a little dollar. Send your client ID.
And yeah, I'm gonna let it ride. It's too late to get in it. Dang. Look at that. You know what? Austin gave me the early entry on the 5 minute.
He did. He said, I set you up. I threw you the alley. Hey, brother, it's 10:33. I have to head out. Um, appreciate everybody for coming on the call. I hope you was able to walk away with some valuable knowledge. And if you are not a part of Phoenix Edge, we look forward to you becoming a part of Phoenix Edge. And I will see you guys tomorrow for New York session.
Definitely. Same here. If anybody does have any questions that's already locked in or not locked in, reach out to myself, Ryan, Jasmine, somebody else in the community, whether that be the Bass community, Phoenix community, we're all one. And we'll go ahead and get you set up, locked in, and answer any questions you may have. All right, real quick, we got some in the chat. Yeah, so does anybody have anything before we end this call? And shout out to Austin today, because that hey, 2 for 2 is amazing. 2 for 2 that went up 100+ pips.
Austin said, how much Jazz caught? I'm trying to be like Jazz catching these pips. That's his first question in the chat.
Hey, all I'm saying is that somebody should have walked away with a bag on this call. And if this is your first time being on one of our calls, hey, this should be more than a reason to sit here and lock in. The fact that on this call, over 400 pips was called out. Even if you called one, you still walked away with a nice bag. Whether that had been $10 on a small 10-cent lot size, you could have traded a 10 cent this whole call and at least made $40 minimum.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Hey, man. A little birdie in the chat saying lunch is on Jasmine today. So y'all sent her y'all orders, right? All right, y'all have a good day.
I'm gonna drop it.
Ryan, you keep trying to disperse my coins out.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna drop it. Oh, my bad. Yeah. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and wrap up the call. Appreciate everybody for taking the time out to hop on our call when you could have been doing something else with your time, but instead you decided to sit here and try to better yourself. And we appreciate it. So we'll go ahead and end it here. Everybody have a phenomenal day.
Y'all have a great day.
All right, you too.
Thank you.